and get $1. They go try spend 38 cents on imported goods, thereby demanding imports, demanding foreign exchange to buy those, to pay for those imports. By so doing, you get a scarcity of foreign exchange on the market, which leads to the Leone depreciating because they access the market now they determine the exchange value of the Leone. The second key variable where they disturb the exchange rate is the ratio of domestic money supply to foreign money supply. Now, in that study, I found out, say, whenever the money supply of Sierra Leone grows by 1% above US money supply, the Leone they depreciate at 0.89%. Now, let's put this finding in context. When COVID came, the country was locked down for a while. Economic activity slowed down. Nobody not been able to travel, go anywhere outside of their own countries for a while. And as a result of that, there was pent-up demand for goods and services. After the world economy opened, I think that year we grow, this GDP grew by 2.
Not supposed to
let me tell you what thing happened during COVID. We get non-discretionary spending. For example, during COVID, spending on healthcare increases. Because they get for test people, they get for do this, they get for do that. Spending on social services increased. NAFTA and all these other agencies for take care of the underprivileged. Spending on a lot of things increased. But at the same time, the government in revenue, then they go down. So when that happens, you get a deficit that is not discretionary. Now, the central bank, where the government, they run a deficit. Like how if you run a deficit, you get for go lend. Government can go lend. It can go to the private sector, to the banks for buy treasury bills and this, that. But at that time, the private sector self not the lend. Our role, the central bank, na lender of last resort. Just like that, you uncle, after you don't pass all side, you're not able to get anything, you go to and give you loan.
Right.
So, but where COVID happened, we became lender of early resort. Nobody know they for lend to government past the central bank.
All right. Another school of thought again, they say the reason we make, governments defend and difficult, or governments they spend past ID and because of the moment.
Not for the bring, for example, checks where they not get money in the bank and all of these things. And it toned down the fiscal deficit. So that's been the try. And we saw both the exchange rate and the inflation rate going down all the way to 2021. Waiting don't happen since. Nothing where nobody not ever expect. People they talk in this country like say, they're not even listening to news. The world now don't go into an economic crisis like this since the Great Depression.
Right.
And then they minimize them, maybe sometimes for political reasons, sometimes out of ignorance, and all of this stuff.
Right.
But we get to understand that the entire world economy, they're on theaters right now.
All right. Now, even though you say you no one disclose some of, the conversation between you and government, but the advice where you don't give to government, in any way, government don't they listen you?
I just don't talk. Initially, we worked together, they listened, and we did things that worked out well. COVID, where COVID came, look, my undivided attention was to try to keep state stability. And I went into a lot of arguments with the IMF and others, where they say, not all you roll that, you roll for just be price stability. And I tell them, say, look, you cannot lose Sierra more than I do. If kata for down a salon, then they can't pull you commodity, then left we for face the music. And therefore, at that point, my only focus was making sure that the state, I call it state stability, as opposed to price stability, that state stability becomes paramount. And therefore, the advice I was giving was mainly for us to work together to keep the state together.
So you say initially you will work well with government. Is it that's not continue till you end of you being a bank governor?
No. Maybe I misspoke. I worked well with them.
Till the end?
Wait. We worked together for bring inflation down because I put pressure on them to reduce the deficit. And we were able to stabilize the exchange rate for 18 months at its long-run equilibrium. When COVID happened, everybody's attention turned to dealing with COVID and the economic impact of COVID. So again, we worked together in what they called, QAP, Quick Action or something, economic program, where the bank now carried a heavy load because government not been to get money. We at the bank, we put together a special credit facility for make sure, say, essential commodities were available in this country. You go to places like Liberia and that they were running out of essential commodities. Knowing with history, knowing with politics in this country, I was of the opinion that if we lose essential commodities, we not get food, we not get medicine, we not get petrol in this country, katakata go for done.
Right.
So we worked on the same page up to that point.
We'll go for that break. You may talk about different, thing them way you just, doing at the bank. But again, policies now one, we plenty people believe say they unbog the country presently. So as a bank governor, witness some of the policies them where you put in place where you think say really don't help the country economy.
Well, first and foremost, I don't think saying that policies they unbog the country. We have the right policies. Within the unbog the country, we've been done the unbog the country is one, insincerity, dishonesty, corruption, inefficiency, and all of that stuff. And we know you not get for be bank governor. You can be in the village. All man they try for cut corners. I don't say this on this program so many times. So you can get the best policies. For example, where I come, I realize say the foreign exchange market been get porous because we get all of these other people, we know they go through the formal sector. We interpret the act. We say only people, we get license for deal in foreign exchange, for deal in them. We put that notice out. Go na Shaka Stevens Street and is it Gloucester Street, that corner. Right under the nose of the Bank of Sierra Leone. Right in front of traffic police. Then Bobo then did it. Where they do waiting the law said they not for do. When we've been put that thing up, I go tell you for free, the only people who were ever arrested for flouting the law were people that I arrested. Because
right, so
they're not been serving me.
So what's happen actually where you able to continue with what you start?
Because the state institutions were not cooperative, like I tell you.
Like who's one then so? Just mention brief.
Well, I don't tell you one, the police. You have police standing right at the junction who say people then they break the law. I remember one time I did see some things online where people then they try for rent house in dollars. I did copy all of that, I send them to the police. And one time I had a reply where somebody tell me, say, well, they're not selling dollars, they just advertise. Even though the law says you cannot quote prices and this, that in foreign currency. The point I'm trying to make is that you can get all the policies, you can get all the laws. The reason why some societies, they work better than other societies is a conglomeration of a few good people who come out and say, regardless of what, I am going to do the right thing. And as they push forward, society becomes better. All society get criminals. All society get dishonest people. But our situation is that We make the laws, we make the rules, we don't enforce them. Let me give you an example. Somebody came into the country at that time with $40,000. He not declare at the border post na Conakry, na Balamoya. We get wind of that. I send them to FIU for let them investigate. Then investigate and realize that the rules had been broken. Then send them to CID. CID investigate. Then make a case file, send them to law officers. I got a letter from somebody in the law officers department telling me that that person not break law.
What another person do?
No, I'm not going to name names
So,
here. But the point is, it's the way the person came, the border had been closed. And therefore, you're not going to get police and custom officer to declare to. Anywhere else in the world, where you see border closed, you stay behind until you open. But the point I am trying to make here is that you can make all the laws, you can make all the fanciful policies and this, that. If the human beings implementing those laws and those policies are not honest, you get to the same place.
Professor, you talk about insincerity and corruption, say now some of the factors of the country economy not doing well. In this particular context, what are they refer to exactly? What are the people who fall short within this, circle?
We all.
So you self-corrupt?
No, but we all fall short. Look, if you see the caliber of people who have come to me with very indecent proposals, just purely for make them get what they want. You go now your village. Look at parents. Parents, they cheat, pay money for let them pick in and get a leaked exam so that they go get good grades. It's over the economy as a whole. Before I became governor, in, I think, 2021, 2022, I published a book on corruption in this country. Within the cause corruption and how corruption, they mess this country up. And having come here now and being governor for 5 years, I know that waiting I've been say I know about corruption was just the tip of the iceberg.
So you talk about corruption, you say not all corrupt. You talk about top to bottom?
I said the entire, no, and look, we statisticians talk about the law of averages. There are always statistical outliers. If you say people that in a salon are short, you can find tall ones. You can find really short ones. So when they say corruption now we problem, it is a generalized evaluation of the society. There are some very honest people in the country. I have come across those. I've been lost my wallet. If for them where I came for inauguration of the president. One policeman pick him up. He not sabi me. He begin to pass around for no than me. He not know me. He take that wallet. I been get like $800 in it with all my credit cards. He carry and go to Eastern Police, that place, Eastern Police. He go book everything. The cards we been did it, the money, the serial numbers and this, that. Then he begin to look for me. Right. 6 months later, where I come, now somebody sent me a thing on Facebook, say, please contact me. I have your lost particulars. I feel saying that somebody will one can big. Eventually, we were able to trace that policeman. We go to that police station. He pull everything, all the money we've been there inside and everything, he pull and give me.
All right, Mr. Kallon, you talk about corruption, where you say now one of the issues them where they unbog the society. But again, we may see some time back you go parliament where you say you may bribe about $68 million. You not think that unlike corruption we just mentioned?
I'm not talking say a bribe. Let me explain it. I was an economics professor. We use the word bribe. For example, if you buyers bribe producers to produce more by offering to pay a higher price. I told my students that often. Government they bribe citizens for do certain things by changing the tax law and this, that. we were in a dire situation where Leone not been there. And therefore, I decided for auction foreign currency for Leones. From the thinking of an economics professor, I was bribing the people who get Leones for bring them into the market so that the economy not go collapse. But this issue had been looked at. ACC took it as a big deal. I think I spent 6 hours there, then they questioned me and this, that. And they realized that what I was calling bribe is what in banking terms would be legitimate monetary operations.
So, Professor, what you will say about people who get the view, say you being a bank governor, you're more good at explaining rather than putting the things to reality?
Well, look, people have their own opinions, and I cannot change those. But I think that my record within the past 5 years shows that I have been very active in putting things in place, and they've been working. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
The special credit facility we will put in place to make sure that shortage is not there in this country. That not to me rule. But I do it because I've been afraid for this country.
So why you not do things when you will
please.
Result?
I did things when I'm a young role, which is supervise the banking system. We not don't get any bank failures during the period I've been here. USA, when a big economy, a strong economy, don't get so many bank failures. We don't make sure, say, financial inclusion is promoted. Where I can, as governor, I say, now 2 things I go one, let them remember me as after I left. One is that I helped improve financial inclusion in this country. I helped bring women and young people into the financial sector who are not banked now. That was my goal. And we passed the Collateral Registry Act. We go allow you for take even your phone, for go use it as collateral for get a loan to start a business. I issued a directive to all the banks for talks say any bank not for discriminate against women for any financial services. We issued during COVID a special credit facility to the microcredit institutions so that they're not going to harass their women and then women trade at them where they're not being able to service their loans because the country being closed down. We did quite a bit of stuff that have had a positive impact on this economy.
At this time, what will be your best description of the country economy as a economy professor?
Well, it's not just the country's economy, the global economy.
Stick to Sierra Leone,
No. Sierra Leone lives within a global economy. Sierra Leone is part of the international economy.
So for Salon context,
I will get to that. You know, I'm used to being the professor. I speak and people listen.
Well, it's kind of different here today.
That's okay.
Okay, we need to go for a break according to we producer them over the other studio. You then listen to the bank governor, Professor Keifala Kallon. We don't take we listen and view them through on different issue them.
Before we go for that break, then my colleague, they ask you for let you describe the state of the economy.
Yes, and as I've been start, the world economy is in a global panic, very uncertain, very difficult times. Salon is a small country. Small countries not get any control over the global economy. Where the global economy sneeze, Salon they get a cough. So yes, the Salon economy is very challenging, and it has been like that since COVID. The economy was improving from 2018 to early 2020. Then COVID came, restraints on trade, reduction in productivity, and all of that don't create a situation where Salon, as everywhere else, get problem. I was reading, I think yesterday, that in Nigeria now, Nigerian banks not able to issue letter of credit to foreigners, to foreign exporters, because then the phrase say, we then sending things, the central bank not get foreign exchange for pay them. Luckily, we are not there. The things would have been a lot worse. In economics, we talk about the counterfactual. things would have been a lot worse if the Bank of Salon not been do what we've been do for try to keep this country together, for try to make sure, say, look, if people then will be in old banks, not being able to sell them goods, and then default to the bank, they go in crisis, that bank fails, other people think, say, their money then go lost, then run on the bank, the economy fails. We prevented that. We prevented the situation where small katakata then put rules, say, not many boats can go fishing at Tombo. We see what happen. Can you imagine if we've been there at this country, rest done? We got into that. We made sure that those things are available. So yes, the country is very challenging. The world economy is very challenging. It's very difficult. Everybody, they grapple with inflation. Where can they hear people say, oh, we get inflation, the governor don't know nothing. I say, kill all central bank governors and see if it go improve inflation. The point of the matter is that the global economy don't see this kind of challenge since the Great Depression. But we have been able to manage for a country where not they export much, but even when we export, we not they get much. Let me tell you, from 2018 to 2022, we exported $2.5 billion worth of minerals. Guess how much government get as royalties? 75 million, 3%. What thing that they do in terms of running the country? When I met our foreign partners and I explained to them how unfair this kind of arrangement is to us and how it causes we get into some of these economic problems. One person who was a policymaker in the country I won't name turned to me and said, Professor, everything what you say is true, but now you people then been signing agreements. Between 2001 and 2022, we exported $8.6 billion worth of minerals out of this country. How much we get? 256 million. The Bank of Salon, the foreign exchange where they get, now the revenues where would they get from these exports? In addition to that, where would they export? We not get rules in place. Where I come, one of the things I wanted to do was anybody where you export, you bring that foreign exchange back into the country, we see them. If you want to pay anybody else where you owe, we will allow you for pay them. Then fet that.
The owner that you refer to?
The exporters. Look,
Okay.
In a democracy, there was Professor Manco Olsen wrote a book where I say any policy where you bring come, where they help the masses, where they hurt the elites, it will fail because the elites get the power and the influence and the contacts for block you.
So, Professor, let's look at some of the things the way you use as strategy for ensure, say, one, there is stability in pricing and also in terms of the exchange rate. We saw say be do auction for ensure, say, the auction where they be in a street go off totally. You try for engage some of the dollar guys and for take them off the street, for put them under a unit, and also you call on the public, not for the keep money, now they also at that time. All of these and more, in any way you think say be really make an impact towards which if they look to?
It initially began to make an impact. I remember getting a text message from a lady where say, Governor, thank you. They pay me rent 1 year in advance. Today, me landlord come, he charge me in dollars. Now I tell her and say, if he charge me in dollars, I go tell the Bank of Salon. Now the landlord say, I don't want to deal with that governor. Okay, pay me in leons. So it started having effect. But again, please let me finish. Where you put policy in place, if the institutions wait for enforcement, not enforcement, soon it will lose its steam. Now that happened.
All right, sometime back, concerning thing that we get for do with dollar, we just mentioned in terms of Osirent and other thing them. When we get somebody from the Bank of Salon again, we be announce that Radio Democracy will sister partner station them now that people can go ahead and do business in dollars than loans?
No, that has never been announced from the Bank of Australia.
Somebody will work there?
No.
Okay, shortly we will make clear you see that particular video there.
Okay.
And comment on them. But when you start doing your explanation, you don't show say you get a lot of challenges inside your work, especially we get for with support from ministry, department, and agency. Now you don't get the political will from where you do as bank governor for carry on with your work.
Yeah.
So you talk about where you put policy them in place if institution them we for implement I'm not implement I not go work. In this context, where you be the answer to my question about where you stop people not for rentals in dollar. Other than the institutions and so we before make some of their policy our work.
Law enforcement, the police, the law officers department, people will go charge these people to court.
You be the inform them first initially before you take such decision or waiting?
Waiting.
Well, I mean, before you want to put a policy, they engage with the lady.
And no need for engage with them, but I did. The bank na autonomous body.
But if they were not informed, how they going to say such policy they exist?
Oh, come on. They were informed. I met with the IGs. We also did put public presses out as to what the law is. The fact of the matter is that there are people who probably benefited from the status quo who decided that they were not going to support the bank. Look, like I say, you can be the most competent economist. You can put the best policies in place. But if you do not have the institutional support, you fail.
All right.
Now, let me one last thing. We get this thing in this country that we always look at the leaders. The leader may be genuine, but if the people waiting underneath get their old ways of doing things, they will always use their insider knowledge of the institution outside and the work for frustrate the leader and plan.
All right, so why you know me they explain some of the issues they are to the leader, let's self-understand, say, you really they get challenged with state institution them for implement some of the laws the way the Bank of Salon get?
You know, I have many lawyer friends. And one of the things a smart lawyer would do is to tell you that if they ask a client how many times you beat your wife, not whether you don't ever beat your wife. Because if you answer one time, you don't already break the law. You're trying to go around in circles. Forget me for pinpoint blame pamposing. Not to that I can't for. Well, please, let me. You don't know the communication that I may have had with my bosses.
I'm
not here.
Seriously.
I am not here to reveal those kinds of communications. What I am saying is that you, the head, might actually have this policy goal. In economics, we call it the principal-agent problem. The principal know what he want. The agent, then the employees na the institution, then don't they na that institution for long, then know who say all the dead body then bury. Then can use that insider knowledge for frustrate within the leader one do. And in that case, it is not necessarily the fault of the leader. Now I make one ask me first, within the problem with Salon? I say corruption, inefficiency, insincerity. If somebody they pay you for do work, now they you livelihood day, then you they go collude with outsiders against the interests of that institution. You not like yourself.
Right.
But we see that quite a bit.
All right. In this point, before we go for break, Professor, you not think, say, if you may get some of them challenges there, despite you say you get the political will, we don't see outside people and they resign because they not get the friendly environment for carry on with their work. You not think, say, that point today, if I don't reach that point there for resign the position? If I've been reached that point there, I've been for resign the position. Look,
okay.
the first press conference where I gave when I was appointed was that if at any time I get to the point where I believe that I'm being prevented from doing my job, I will resign.
Okay.
Now, what was happening, what has been happening here, has nothing to do with somebody on top of me, interfering with me. Now the other people then, where they in the labyrinth of all the institutions, where they don't use for do things one particular way, where no one change, now then they do that. And me, I have never been a quitter. I know they run away.
Now we go to a particular one, where be a topic of discussion, where now one where everybody will get a VM point. The issue of the redomination. Same money, same value, 3 zeros remove. This now one thing will be champion. You go all over the country, bank governor, educate people, tell them the need of this, and this now for increase the country in your currency in value. At this time, from the term where you launch July 1st, officially, you do launching of this new country in currency. I mean, we saw the president partake fully when at first we unveil the country in new currency and everything July last year. When are the status of this redomination of the country in currency?
Okay, first a point of correction. Nowhere I ever say, whether publicly or in writing, that redenomination will raise the exchange value of the Leone. I talk say redenomination is like your phone, where your phone don't get a lot of viruses. You dey reset that phone. Where you reset that phone, it will work like new phone. However, if you do the same mistakes than you've been to do, your phone go slow down again. So I just want to make that clear. Right. Redenomination was done for obvious reasons for trying to reset the monetary system of this country. Now, Usai Ude, you know, from the day where I announced redenomination, as it is our want in this country, we make a big controversy, a political issue and all of that, where other countries have done redenomination, they not go through any of these things. So from day one, there were people who were working assiduously for let redenomination fail. There were people who complained to our international partners that I was doing redenomination in order for take money from them so that they're not going able to campaign against to the government. All of that, if they don't read me previous writings before I took this job, then go no say, I've been don't always say, part of the technique for deal with this economy, now redenomination. Why redenominate? Mostly, when countries then don't get hyperinflation, the inflation rate rise, then can use redenomination. The first country we've been doing that in Germany after World War I. Then use redenomination because we human beings, we lack large numbers. So we then take the zeros off, people automatically feel they are poorer. So then they spend their money wisely. And as a result of that, it been get an impact on inflation and reduce from 300% a day, it bring it down to tolerable levels. Right. That was one of the key things I hoped would happen here. And if you notice, after we unveiled the new money, within the next few weeks, we saw that stability. But what happened after that, where the outside of we control, is that the U.S. Central Bank decide for engage in a contractionary monetary policy, meaning that they raise their interest rates. When they raise their interest rates, then everybody in the outside world believes that the U.S. economy is the strongest and not they fail. Right. So people will get savings, then they send their money then in the U.S., including people from here, where they raise the demand for dollars, create scarcity of dollars in central banks, causing the dollar to appreciate against your currencies. Now the key thing will happen immediately after we redenominate.
So, Prof, you go assess your decision on redenominating the country in currency as one way work for improve the economy?
Redenomination is a process. Now a process, not to a you redenominate today, you get all the effects today. Now a process where we've been put the legislation out. Now Parliament, now I make a talk say, we go bring the money on so and so date. There will be a parallel run period. During that period, the two money then go run parallel. When the bank decides say everything is right, we go pull the old money. Initially, I've been feel say, within 3 months, we go able to do this. Where we bring the money, all hell break loose. Money be in the camp, in plastic bags where nobody not ever use, where we not be even know about. In the monetary survey, we they say this is the amount of currency in circulation.
Right.
Waiting be in the camp, past waiting the bank been filled.
So
If we've been stick to that date, we would have had a crisis in this country. And if you know what happened in Nigeria, where people then they go set fire on the banks, then they beat bank employees and this, that. You go thank the bank and the Bank of Australia for the foresight where we use for say, if this not a work within this time period, let we extend them. We extend them to December 31. Because I've been one, let it be said there will be 6 clear months before this end and elections. Again, the challenges were coming. The claims were going to our international partners that I am doing this for politics.
Right.
So to remove politics out of it, I extend them to December 31.
So the time we una announce say una the reduce the zeros on with money, you think say that particular time they may appropriate for redominate with money?
In the best of all worlds, I would say no. But the circumstances where we've been the face, where people been the hoard the whole old money, where we they spend millions and millions of dollars for print money where we can no more hide. I've been feel say, and I talk them as I went around this country, that ordinarily I've been for wait. But hoarding of the old loans now don't cause me. We cannot continue to buy loans from people where they hide them, give them dollar, the country reserves they go down.
So meaning the problem presently where would they get, where they use too money caused by the bank of the bank governor?
No, there's no problem.
Because now we use too money.
Yes.
And waiting on a more achieve, you just mentioned say we're not able to achieve her. And you may think say inside 3 months them people or things could change, but things not change. So somebody go to say, let's shift all the blame to bank governor because in at the head of that particular institution there.
And they have been doing that, but what they say is that person will not understand economic history. Go feel say redenomination and all this now one-time thing.
But that be the explanation.
Please, no, that was...
Where now you will tell people say this go out a swift change, not telling them now that now a process will take a long time. I've
been saying it will come with a swift change based on the information where I've been get up to that point.
Why you not make sure before you tell people?
We make sure. We see our data as to the amount of money we they out. I don't know how it happened, but the money we been they out, been far outweigh waiting the Bank of Australia been fee say they out. So that was the first put off. Then there were these incessant attacks on the bank that they do this for politics. And like what thing don't happen in Nigeria, somebody go Nigeria at that time with them in the run after bankers. Now send me a text. Thank you, Governor, that you avoid this. We push everything away, not because it's a failure. It was part of the legislation that depending on circumstances, we will keep pushing this until we believe that this is the right time for pull the old money.
So what you go say in terms of your assessment on a scale of 1 to 10 in this issue of the redomination? Because this is one thing where we get a lot of controversy. You self with your team go all over the country, people making their own input, and people will get the belief say this is not the solution for reset the country monetary system. You consider as a failed strategy or what?
No, it's not a failed strategy. Here's the reason. People, there is something we call correlation. One thing happen, another thing happen. Then there is causation. Let me give you a good example. It can rain this morning, then sun come out. Any sensible man go talk saying that the rain caused the sun for come out. Then I will say you don't craze. Or now the rain caused the sun for come out, or now the sun caused the rain for come out. Events occur before, after, concurrently. But for let you ascribe cause, you get forget a story. You get forget a theory. If na redenomination cause the exchange rate depreciation we don't see, wetin cause and all these other countries will not redenominate. People then don't sit down think about that.
But you're in a salon.
You are in a salon. That's why at the talk, if redenomination now cause this, why Europe they talk about global cost of living crisis? They not redenominate.
But the challenge we Europe they get far different than we.
It no matter. There is only one law of economics. It no matter whether you de Europe, whether you de America, whether you de Salon. The main law of economics is that anything that you get, somebody has to pay for it.
So, Prof, people go dey surprised why you they tell them this now for say other country we no redenominate still they get a challenge. You think say these are the explanation or solution where people they expect from you?
No, they do waiting theory and evidence. Me na economist, I look at data. I know they listen to people's old wives' tales. You know, the other day, they read Pondering My Thoughts, Andrew Kallon thing.
Okay.
He said, "In see me, they sing that one place where look like resort. Well, the video where una been don't see. All when they see na me face, at the smile, at the sing. How it bring resort to that video? Because of that Photoshop where people then been Photoshop me face, then say I didn't resort.
Okay.
We have intelligent people in this country who fall prey to silly things.
So we need to go for a break. Professor Keifala Kallon, come back to you the program. Good morning, Salon. You continue. Well, that's the voice of the bank governor, Professor Keifala Kallon. We don't take, we listen and view them through. In different work that you don't do as bank governor from 2018 to now. The program, Good Morning, Salon, you continue. Now inside the program, that time follow listen to Walkabout.
Another morning again, I say, Monday, I say, Monday, I say, Chief Minister, say, morning, no, I say, you do bad day. I tell you, see where you find for go the Mac truck. I tell you, see where you find for go the dot waiting people they say. I say, no, you Chief Minister, they tell you, we say by August, as it done so. I say that you believe, he say, you go down begin move. He say, because why you for, in self, where you go do the inspection, he say that time they not be easy, where you pile from first floor to second floor to 10th floor, even self where they can down na pile. So now I say, do I tell you, give them chance. We August don't know the see how September go chance because things can go and kind way. I say, now September don't tell we goodbye, so Chief Minister. I say, thing now, you know, go and shout this lift to stand like and which one he gets for come, or who say you know gets for come again. I say, oh no. In nobody if you come back and tell we say fumble. Now maybe sure, but now, it's not possible again. You know, so you know that diplomatic talk. Oh yeah, you know, so you know articulation, but you not doctor, international one. I say one move land that it in the bin at this country. I say two bank then at this country. I say they follow them too. Now me I say the kind corruption way up in fact. If in the one bank self don't pay, the person go. I say the person they now, in a correctional center, they keep them for. I say the other one, the other bank buffing. I say we not understand how they go, but wait till me they say. How people then a bank don't vex for the take so. I say them people then a bank them bloody you. I say them bloody bad, especially this 2023. And na people them where they work na them place and now they say because the voice not sell you they have to make street barrow I say I think which man open what I'm fine because the one they inside nine go left the door. I say me good friend na anything I say money no. I say how you do bad I say direct your money. You know say you na money way I don't say. I say all two for see eye to eye. Because from where you put me for the watch say today, you put me for the watch for me ID card. I say anytime now I dey pass before no office, I say sometimes I go see me ID card, I just dey dark and dey. I say but stay now, boo. I say if you see yourself not be make I can't see me face and so tell me na salon person. If I been dey wait for down I own. Na both so. I say today na the same explanation there no more. Talking about good people that will for make you admire in a society. I say all this me as in a life. I don't get listen at madam so. I say that girl voice able to melt me spirit. Such a melodious word. I say na this thing can say wetin man dey do, man can do am better. Such a wonderful God. Me na the honorable that do about.
So it's like you being here today saying goodbye as a bank governor because today mark you exact 5 years.
Not really. Look, for the past 5 years, we are in at the bank. Every year, we had to evaluate the senior staff. And they tell you, do a self-evaluation. Write something. This not be my goal at the beginning of the year. Then this I achieve.
Okay.
And based on what you don't achieve, how you feel, say, I go rate you. Then I'll call you to a meeting between me and my deputy governors. We grill you on what you don't say. Then we make a decision as to evaluating how well you don't do. So now the same thing I did do now.
So
I was hired 5 years ago, and today the day with that 5 year I clock him. So I felt with a little nudge from Wakabot, we say the governor don't hide last Friday, and a little nudge from Andrew Kiley, we say maybe in the resort they enjoy myself. When I was actually in the poorest part of the poorest city, one of the poorest cities in the United States, New Orleans, and the fairgrounds. But be that as it may, I felt that I wanted to take this opportunity to give the people of this country my own take on things.
Okay.
But good thing then people don't talk about. The governor not they do this, governor not they do that. Most of it now out of ignorance.
Okay. So, Prof, in terms of the self-evaluation, I mean, how you go rate your own performance? What you sincere percentage where you give yourself?
Well,
Being bank governor for 5 years.
Well, let I tell you this. The fact that we are here today, we not get kata. When there was a real chance that this could happen, if the economic crisis been go to a point that this country locked down, rest not there, and all of these things not there.
So now you make that not happen?
The bank did. We got involved. We put special credit facilities where we tell importers, if you get rest and ship, we're destined for cancer loan, and you give we your bill of lading, we go provide the money and the foreign exchange, pay you exporter, pay you taxes so that rest go carry, we get a stock in this country so that kata not go for them. We tell the petrol dealers, if you need foreign exchange for bring fuel in this country, if you come to the bank, although things tough, we go do everything for make sure say fuel in this country. Many of the times where I can go to my office, I dey look at the window for look at NP. within a cotton tree for see if line day. If line day, I take phone, call Kobe Walker, the chairman, and say, what thing they happen? Because I've not been one like any kata for done in this country. Let me tell you this. We are central bankers, and therefore we do most things in secret. We know they get the praise we were supposed to forget. But anybody will love this country. When you see a staff of the Bank of Australia, now for thank them.
Okay.
Now for thank them for the good work we will do during the times when it could have possibly been the economy implodes. We were able to keep the banks together. We were able to keep credit in the system together. We were able to take a burden from women market traders who were being harassed by these microfinance institutions. We were able to do all of those things to keep this country together.
So, Prof, on a scale...
That, to me, now the greatest achievement we make.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, who say you go place yourself?
You see, I asked my staff to give me a scale. But I think I will, because you are not evaluating me for giving me a raise.
So what you will say in your sincere words?
Well, in my sincere words, I don't tell you.
No, on a scale of 1 to 10.
It's left to the country to determine, to answer that question.
All right. Let's take you back to the Redenomination. According to research, around January 2022, the exchange rate now made 10,500. We go down again around January to July. It go to 13,500. The same line again, it go down to 20,000. And people believe, say, now during intending they announce the redenomination of the money. And again, people believe, say, now the reason we get issue with the economy.
Well, but I don't tell you that I'm an economist. I deal with data. I don't give you a simple example. It rained a morning in Sankam. Now the rain caused the sun for camp.
Well, that's a nature comparison. We're not commensurate to
please,
this.
let me finish. Or, now the sun caused the rain for camp first. Now that economists they call correlation. You can see two variables moving together or one before the other. But you get for a certain cause based on reason, based on intelligence. Waiting don't happen to this country and to the world at large. The COVID crisis, the change in U.S. monetary policy will make the dollar become sought after as people begin to buy U.S. assets and so forth. But in our own case also, the fact that we mortgage we most valuable asset, we mining resources for Kokoebe. So whereas other countries, even when all of this was going on, then they get small foreign exchange for deal with. We not get that because we sign agreements. We young people them sign agreements where say where we don't export up to $2.5 billion worth of mineral exports, then forgive we only 75 million.
All right. Now, and during the redenomination of the currency, when I may pull out coin them, we think that people then coin them.
The coins people have not been asking for them. They are there.
But issue me deal with. I think the 50 Leone we get Sori Konde in face back.
We not get 50 Leone. 50 cents we get Sori Konde in case?
Yes.
In face, yeah.
Because according to that, una no me inform and they tell una me they put in face.
Yeah, because we've been the try for put people we don't die. We were of the opinion until we say don't die.
So
wait, please, let me finish. We took a nationwide campaign. And I explained to the people then that people waited on the coins, that people wait don't die. So Konde be no say not die. He not inform the bank. Say I not die or a day will be for pulling face come on.
So meaning that people at the Bank of Salon not they do proper research before una do something na that it show? Because if then do research, everybody know about Sori Konde say it they alive.
Not necessarily. Me not be know. In fact, how I know say it they alive was where I bring some musicians in the bank for try to make a jingle for redenomination. Now, Prof Kallon asked me, how come you don't put me per the money? I said, die. When you die, I will put you per money. Because now dead people then would they put per. He said, but Sori Konde not died. I said, no, it don't die. The people did their research. I think they said there was a brother of Sori Konde who been don't die. I don't know. I did not know even about his music until this thing happened. Where they tell me, say, don't die. Then I started listening to his music, which I liked.
So that money then they will not get for use them again?
It's a matter a day in the vaults. If people, we been feel, say, where you go for go take keke, then say, this now 3 leones, 50 cents. You go insist on you change. So that the keke driver go get calls for go ask for coins. But that not happen. As they say 350, you pay 4 leones, then you move.
So, Prof, via them on Facebook, they say, in your words, without much explanation, how you go assess the country economy? Doing well, average, or in shambles?
The country's economy is challenged, like every other economy on the face of the globe.
Challenge is a general word. Anything
Things
extra
are
to add?
difficult. You hear about global cost of living crisis. You hear about global currency depreciations. You hear about all of these things going on. You see strikes in Europe and all of these over economic conditions. You see situations in the UK. You see them everywhere. And so it's very unfair on the one hand, but also very dishonest on the other hand. For people then where they travel come on in this country, they go see all of those problems elsewhere. Then can't sit down here and say, Salon, now I get the problem.
All right. How too is it that government don't lay you off?
Government don't lay me off.
Yeah, from your position.
No, government don't lay me off. I went on leave.
Right. So if you get the opportunity for come as bank governor, what you go do different this time around?
Well, if I get the opportunity, and if I decide to take that opportunity, then I go talk about what I have to do. But again, I will continue, if I were to do that, I will continue with the policies where we don't put in place to try to get this country to improve financial intermediation in this country, to make sure, say, we engage the African Union particularly, where now we get a seat on the G20, for let them raise the issue of unfair contracts where African governments been done sign. Let we renegotiate them. Let we get value for we exports.
Okay. So, Prof, in line with you ending your mandate officially today as bank governor, as you said, don't say Facebook, just remind you, say officially today makes you 5 years we don't serve as bank governor. In any way, go and be bank governor again for Salon?
Again, I don't discuss with my family and friends. And I don't discuss with my family and friends.
Okay.
And if that became an option, then I will make my decision.
So you go accept if you get the appointment back?
You like to ask the same question in circles.
No, but you go accept yes or no without discussing family and friends.
I don't just tell you, say, my family and friends, I don't discuss with them for a while since I have been on leave. And in fact, I realized that retirement is not a very bad thing, because I no get for wake up, for dress, for go anywhere. I no get for go to meetings. And at my age, I can afford to feed myself. So maybe, I don't know.
So what do you go say about your current relationship with HA President Bio?
It's cordial.
All right.
How cordial when they talk, when they in touch? I mean, they don't consent you for making bank governor again or waiting?
All I can say is that we have a cordial relationship. We talk. Sometimes we text. I cannot tell you the content of discussions I have with the president.
But you can respond to your messages.
You can respond to my messages, yes.
All right. Now, still we'll get just in seconds about you leave what you just mentioned. But rumor they go around saying indefinite leave and give. How thought about that?
Well, rumors can be rumors.
I make we get you in the air for clear the air.
I mean, don't clear the air. Let me ask for leave.
Nobody not getting indefinite leave.
No.
All right.
Look, I was a professor. Every year they get like 3-4 months of vacation. And every 5 years I get sabbatical, where they go rest, regroup, and come back to the classroom.
Before you left, we'll listen and via then go know as somebody who don't play your part in the economy, which you go say to all Sierra Leonean from top to bottom, especially on the area of sincerity and inefficiency.
Well, from day one, I don't talk on this program so many times, we get for be productive. We in an economy, we defy the definition of economy. An economy is a group of people where they together, where they engage in production, distribution, exchange, and consumption. We don't banish production out of that definition. We just depend distribution, exchange, and consumption. Because we know they produce, we know they grow with problems different than problems with other countries they get. Now, exchange economy we get. Oh man, they can't bake, they this, they that. We know they produce. So my advice to people will be, let's get productive. And I want to thank the staff at the Bank of Sierra Leone for the good work we then do. I can always tell them the last thing I do every year, the last day of work, they go from department to department. Thank all the workers for the good work we then do that year.
Okay.
And I want to thank the staff because then they do the work. Me just they forget the ideas. You say somebody says, I before explain things. That's my job. Me just they forgive ideas. Now the people then waiting at the meal, now then they do the hard work.
A goodbye message to them now. Maybe it's until you know we're going to the bank again.
All I am saying is, given this opportunity, we at the GI is this self-evaluation. I want to recognize the contribution of the most valuable members of the Bank of Sierra Leone. One time I say this and some board members were offended, but I made them feel from day one that the staff are the most valuable members. So they have worked well with me. They have supported me well. We have agreed sometimes. We have disagreed sometimes. But at the bottom of my heart, I respect all of them and they know it.
Okay. Well, plenty thank you to you. Well, that's now Professor Keifala Kallon, Bank Governor, Bank of Salon. We can take with you in status at the bank, state of the economy, cost of living, the redenomination, and other issues them related to the country economy. Plenty thank you. We'll be with guests inside this edition of the program. Good morning, Salon, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And I guess you will do the evaluation.
Okay. Well, this edition of the program, Good Morning Salon de Lefi, Michael Sambula, and I produce this edition with support from Mange Mansai. We say plenty thank you to DJ Kema Wegi technical support, Joseph Songa and team na the IT department. We say thank you to Una all we contribute for this edition of the program, Good Morning Salon, reach everybody, and also to with tea break service department. We say thank you to Kabia and the rest. We will bring this edition of the program. Mina Sabti Kallon says stay tuned to this frequency and goodbye.
My name is Usman Kama.